Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Citlaly. For today's makeup look, I decided to create this beautiful purple half cut crease. I used the Jaqueline Hill Volume 2 palette. I was very excited and I didn't know what to do. And I decided to play around with a little bit of the purples and like the yellow. So I ended up loving this makeup look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And yeah, without further ado, if you guys want to learn how to achieve this look, just keep on watching. Hey guys, as you guys can see, I already did my brows, so let's get started. For primer today, I'm going in with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor. It was the very first time I used this primer and I absolutely loved it. I really recommend it. If you feel like your concealer is not doing you justice, I definitely do recommend this base. It's absolutely amazing. And I've always just been a fan of using concealer on my eyelids, but it really made a difference. So I really recommend it. Anyway, then I set my eyelid with the powder. I believe it's called Ciate London. I'm not really sure, but it's this coconut powder I got on my BoxyCharm box and I loved it. And for today's eyeshadow look, I am going in with my Jaqueline Hill Volume 2 palette. I've been so excited to use this palette and I finally did. And the first shadow I went in with is called No Joke. And I mostly applied it a little above my crease, you know, just right below my brow line. And I went in with the Morphe M456 brush. I feel like when you want to focus the shadow in just one specific place, this is the perfect brush to do so. The second shade I went in with is called My Man. I used the same exact brush from before, which is the M456 brush, and I applied it a little below the first shade. I want there to be like a transition, kind of like a sunsetty look on my crease before I go in with the other shades. And basically I just went back and forth with these two shadows, making sure both of them were very well blended. After that, I went in with the shade called Therapy Sesh, and I applied this on my crease. It ended up looking more pinkish than purplish. It is a like pastel color, but I wanted it to look more purplish, so it wasn't really kind of what I was looking for. But you know, I finished applying it anyway. I used the Morphe M506 brush, which is a blending brush, but it's very small and thin, so it helps you really get into your crease. But anyway, after this shade, I went in with a darker purple, which is called Not My Journey. I was a little hesitant just because it does have like little sparkle glitter specks, I guess you could say, in it, but I actually loved it. I went in with the same brush, M506 brush, and I mostly applied it on the outer portion of my eyelid and the crease. And just once again, I was going back and forth with all the shades again, making sure it was very well blended in that you can really see the transition from one shade to the next and that it just didn't look harsh. So it's obviously it takes time. Obviously, you know, you need to be very patient, especially when you're using purples, because for some reason they are so hard to blend out. To cut my crease, I went back in with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor. And I didn't really get to show how I cut my crease just because I didn't realize I wasn't recording. But if you guys are wondering how I cut my crease like step by step, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other videos. I usually always do have cut creases like this, so I always go into full like detail on how I do it. So if you guys are just wondering, go ahead and feel free to just watch any of the other videos. But anyway, after cutting my crease, I went in with the shade called Not My Journey again, and I used the same brush as before, which is the M506 brush, and I mostly applied it on the outer portion of my eye, and I took it up to the crease a little bit But I took my time with this, making sure it was very well blended before I moved on to the next shade. After that shadow, I went in with the shadow called Certified, and it's this beautiful like creamy white color, and I applied it on the inner portion of my eyelid, and I did go back and forth with the purple and the white just to make sure it looked very well blended and that there was like a nice transition. But yeah, I was super impressed with the shadow, very pigmented. I didn't really have to do too much to get the pigment I wanted, so it was something that I was very happy about. Anyway, after that I did clean like the outer portion of my eyes, you know, made my wing, well, not like an actual eyeliner wing, but I winged my eyeshadow out. There you go. And then I did go in with my lashes, and these are my current favorite ones. It's from Goddess Lashes, and this one is in the style Mia. I usually would only stick with the ones called Bella. Those are still my favorite. But I tried these out and I absolutely love them. So I'm starting to try out the new style she has, and I haven't been disappointed. Anyway, for moisturizer, I'm going in with the Saturday Skin Waterfall Water Cream, and this is my favorite moisturizer at the moment and never fails me, and I really recommend it. If you guys are in need of one, that one is it. But anyway, for primer, like always, I'm going in with my Professional Primer by Benefit. And to top everything off, I went in with my Olay Mist, and this is the one that has, I believe, like energizer, like vitamin C or something like that. And I love it. But anyway, after that, I went in with my favorite combination of foundation at the moment, which is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 310. And I mixed it in with my MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Peachy. For concealer today, I'm going in with my two favorites, which is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer in the shade 145 and the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium. I love these two combined. It reminds me a lot of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and which is one of my all-time favorites. So these two are like much cheaper together than if you buy the Tarte Shape Tape. So if you're on a budget, I recommend you get like these two if you still want to have that Tarte Shape Tape, you know, effect. But yeah, anyway, after applying this, I do go back in with my beauty sponge and I just blended everything out. To contour, I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Cafe. And I just applied it. I applied a little bit like everywhere where I want to do a little bit of contouring. I kind of really suck at doing this, but I'm really trying to get better. I'm trying to get better. I should get like actual like contouring like palettes, you know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep using this. Anyway, to blend everything out, I do go in with my Wet n Wild stipple brush, and it works beautifully. And then for my nose, I use both the stipple brush and my beauty sponge. To bake my face, I'm going in with the Citlaly London coconut setting powder, and I just basically applied it under my eyes and just in the places where I like to bake. But yeah, I love it so much. I wouldn't say it's like better than Laura Mercier, but it's a very, very, very close second. But anyway, I went back in with my eyeshadow while I baked. I grabbed a little bit more of the shade called Not My Journey, and I applied it on my lower lash line. And then afterwards, I went in with the shade called My Man. I basically did what I did on my actual eyelid, just in reverse. So I went with Not My Journey, then My Man, and then the yellow shade, which is called No Joke. After doing all that, I went in with my beautiful fluffy brush, the M527 brush, just to, you know, get rid of all the excess powder I had left. And then after, I went in with my Grande Drama mascara. This is the one I got in my BoxyCharm box. I do really like it, but if you're gonna go out and just buy a mascara, don't get this one. This is too expensive. Anyway, for the bronzer I'm going in with is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and I used my Morphe E4 brush to apply that with. And for blush, today I'm also trying out a new one, and this is from Citlaly London as well. This is called Marbled Light. Marble Light, and I absolutely loved it. It gives me, it reminds me a lot of the Milani Baked Blush, the Luminosa one. It has the same kind of shimmer to it, so I absolutely loved it. I'm definitely going to be using it way more often. And to set my whole face in place, I went in with the Power Up Dual Face Setting Mist. I also got this in my BoxyCharm box, and I've stuck with it ever since. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm out of breath, guys. For highlight, I'm going in with my Too Faced highlight, and this is in the shade Canary Diamond. To line my lips, I'm going in with this Morphe. I honestly don't know if it's a lip liner or an eyeliner, but it's called Sweet Tea, and it's very creamy. I also got a white one, and I honestly believe these are eyeliners, but I'm gonna use this one for my lips and the white one for as an eyeliner. Anyway, for lipstick, I'm using the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Christmas Cookies. These two have become my favorite combination already. I loved it. And then, like, to finish off my makeup look, I did top everything off with my Too Faced liquid lipstick, my Too Faced lip gloss in the shade Pretty Penny.